I'm not a special education teacher or a reading specialist. Why do I need to know about dyslexia as a classroom teacher?
Several reasons. First, if you're a classroom teacher, you have students in your classroom that are dyslexic.
Really? I didn't know that. What's my role as a classroom teacher?
That brings us to reason number 2. Classroom teachers play a central role in helping to identify students who may have dyslexia. Examples of the data needed to evaluate students come from classroom reading assessments, samples of school work, interventions provided, and teacher reports of classroom concerns. Classroom teachers are often the first to notice characteristics.
That makes sense. Earlier diagnosis, earlier intervention.
Exactly, which naturally leads to reason 3. It is also every teacher's responsibility to know and employ strategies and accommodations to assist students with dyslexia to develop as articulate and confident readers and writers. Recent research has made significant strides in demonstrating that specialized, evidence-based instruction greatly impacts student success.
Does every school require this?
Yes, for all the reasons already stated, and reason 4, because the state of Connecticut Public Act 1439 has mandated that all teacher candidates demonstrate knowledge concerning recognition, assessment, and intervention for students with dyslexia. And if you want even more information, you can read the state statute. And last but not least, reason number 5. Part of demonstrating knowledge about dyslexia is knowing about some common misconceptions. As an educator, you need to be aware of these so you can be an advocate and a source of clarification for students and families. Let's review some scenarios.
I think my daughter has dyslexia.
Why do you think so?
She mixes up B and D and confuses saw and was.
Young children often reverse letters as they learn to read, write, and speak letters and words. Reversing letters is not a sure sign of dyslexia. An individual can be highly dyslexic, yet not reverse letters.
The school informed my sister that my niece has dyslexia. Isn't dyslexia a problem that only affects boys?
This is a long-standing myth. Girls and boys are equally affected by dyslexia. This myth may have begun because more boys are referred for assessment. Boys may tend to act out more than girls when experiencing frustration learning to read.
My teacher is sending me to be tested. She wants to know if I have dyslexia, but I like to read. I read a lot too.
Individuals with dyslexia, just like lots of other individuals, find reading pleasurable. Their reading may not be fluent, fast, or automatic. However, the central goal of reading is about understanding.
How can my son have dyslexia? He's in the gifted program.
Dyslexia occurs at all levels of intelligence. Many gifted people in highly successful positions are dyslexic.
I make the honor roll every term. I can't be dyslexic.
Students with dyslexia can and do perform well in school. There are specific accommodations that offer opportunities for students to demonstrate their learning. These students are highly motivated and work hard.
We read to Raphael every night. His favorite books are Goodnight Moon and Where the Wild Things Are. But he just doesn't get Dr. Seuss books. I guess he'll learn rhyming in kindergarten next year.
Reading is based on spoken language, so there are signs that may indicate dyslexia before a student begins formal education. Children may have delayed speech or have difficulty in recognizing rhymes. Family history of dyslexia is another indicator.
Oh my God, my friend Marianne is so funny. She can say words so that we all laugh. Today she scrambled aluminum and linoleum.
Marianne's pronunciation scrambles may not be an act just to amuse her friends, but instead be a dyslexia-associated challenge. Some children alter, leave out, or reverse word parts and try to mask the challenge by acting as if it's a deliberate mispronunciation.
Ricky would be an excellent student if he were not so careless. His last essay was clever, but his spelling was dismal and the handwriting totally illegible. He needs to apply himself more.
Ricky's academic achievement may not be limited due to carelessness. Poor spelling and messy handwriting may be indicative of dyslexia, especially with students who are otherwise performing well.
Tom wants to be a doctor. It's too bad he's dyslexic.
This makes me so mad. Dyslexia is not a deterrent to Tom pursuing a career as a physician. In fact, there are many strengths that are characteristic of an individual with dyslexia that could serve Tom well as a doctor.
Isabella, with your spelling issues, one option is to counsel you out of the English teacher program. However, your poetry unit is one of the most creative I've ever received. So, here are some techniques that you can utilize in your classroom practice.
There. See how it works? Acknowledge the issue, then, and this is the critical part, begin the process of creative problem solving. Okay, let's review. Now close your eyes for 30 seconds and think about what we just covered. Okay, take out the piece of paper that you wrote on at the beginning of this section. Are there words or phrases you want to delete or add? Now we're going to review with a few true-false questions.
When and where can I find out more information?
Stay tuned